Thank you very much, Larry. EA Sports. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? This is fielded at the goal line. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They're going to look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Ryan Shazier. In from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Now back to throw. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now Brown. Brown with his stick skills. Now, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
Tremendous overall athlete, does everything that you're looking for. Big time in the quarterback run game against their better opponents, but can also operate skillfully from the pocket and can beat you with his mind as well.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Let's go.
They'll go again with Bell. A little 360.
Oh,
and he'll be knocked down sideways. Right at the 45. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And that is incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And Mike Tomlin going to roll up the sleeves here and say, let's go for it on 4th.
Come on!
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers have taken a first quarter lead.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And the Ravens taking the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And the big meat on the D-line. We'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. So a first quarter sack, and remember, keep in mind he had 2 sacks in last week's game.
And it's always intriguing to me to watch these great pass rushers because some of them, they need their teammates to scheme for them. Maybe occupy people and make it a one-on-one matchup. Other guys, they just defeat everything in front of them. To get 2 sacks in a game, it's a little bit of both for you.
Here's Ryan Allen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. With it is Brown. Good move at the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. It's a big run that time by Bell. 45 yards on the ground.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back, but now I've got a full package. A guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, 2nd-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the 1st. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Come on!
Out of the gun, Watson.
We got three. Three down.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And Boswell's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 25 carries, 79 yards.
As a good start to the season, they got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out.
Let's go! What? 90! Hey! 90! 4 down.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll set up a throw, and he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Let's go! What? 90!
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right. Let's go! What? 90!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB.
Come on, let's go!
He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Bud Dupree. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Ryan Allen now, as he's on to punt for Baltimore. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep,
run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Let's round. Let's round. Come on, let's go. Red 38. Red 38. He's crazy.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
Watch left. Watch left. Tight end to the left. Tight end left. Come on, let's go.
Here's Watson, option left. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
Watch out. Watch out. Let's go.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. And that's caught inside the 35. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. 78 yards. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.